Hello everyone. Welcome back to the stream. You'll have to forgive me. My mouth is a little burning. I am eating tacos and just had one that had a little too much sauce in it. Now, it's not that it's like spicy, but it's got like that little kick in it that builds the more you eat it, and I'm eating it fast. So I also am incredibly white and therefore have no spice tolerance at all. It's great. This is especially amazing if you consider the fact that both my parents are incredibly big fans of like spicy Mexican food. And I can't handle it. It's great. Close things. Here we go. Oh, it's been an interesting day. It has been an interesting day. And despite my best efforts, I am still running behind. Haha. Ours is proper. I mean, really. I think I made one too many tacos. I'm gonna be able to eat it. It's gonna be fine, but whoops. Oof. The problem with eating on stream and why I try to avoid it is I can't really talk. And otherwise, it's just you watching me eat in silence. At least for a game going, like something different. But I got things I want to say. Ah. Oh, wait. I know what I can do while I'm waiting. While we're waiting. I can double check. Make sure I turn back on the Nancy Drew overlay stuff. So that when I switch scenes, it will do so seamlessly. There we go. Excuse me. Without showing you a window, I don't want to show off. Because we're not doing a ranking. Not until we finish the next game. Ooh. I also know that I lied and said that I wasn't going to do another Nancy Drew game for a little while. And here I am playing Nancy Drew game, partly because I forgot to actually post the poll that I said I was going to. That's on me. But I have to be completely honest, I'm not actually tired of Nancy Drew right now. So I had initially planned on like breaking every 5 games to avoid burning out on Nancy Drew. And then here we are playing it, and I'm like, nah, I want to do the next one. I don't know what it is. I'm just like, I'm ready for this playthrough. I am not tired of it yet, which is good, I suppose, right? I suppose that's good. But still, you know. I'm almost done. I promise. Only a couple more bites. There we go. That was the last bite. Woo! Oh my god. Oh, okay. Whew. So how are we all doing? How's things going today? I hope everyone's doing all right. Hope everyone's doing okay. Like I said, I've had a weird one. Not gonna lie. Started off the day almost hitting someone on my bike, which is always fun. Um, they were walking, so like there's one spot is it's a weird way that they try to do the bike lane. So the bike lane is actually on the sidewalk, and it's not like a lane surrounded by sidewalk. It is actually the sidewalk. It's painted just on the sidewalk. I don't really like it, but it is what it is. And this woman was walking kind of in front of me a ways, but like slightly to the left, but still in the bike lane. So she's walking away from me, in the same direction that I'm going. Head is fully down, like phone in hand, head fully down. So not really paying a lot of attention, honestly. I ring my bell to let her know that I'm going to be behind her and like, you need to move. You're in my way. Like, you are in the bike lane. Don't be here. You have a huge amount of sidewalk because there's a lot of sidewalk there. There's a lot of space for them to be. No reason you need to be standing on the very bright green painted line that has a giant bike in the middle of it with an arrow that tells you this is a bike lane. Apparently it's not enough because no one seems to notice it until there's a bike coming at them. And in this case, she didn't react right away when I rang the bell. And then I got a little closer and I was going to ring it again to be like, just to let you know, I'm going around you or something. Like, there's not a lot of space. I need you to like move a little bit. And she jumps. She's on the left of me again. So she jumps to the right, immediately in front of my bike, like right in front of me. And so I'm like slamming on my brakes and I'm trying to stop in time. And she's like, oh, sorry. Now there are brakes on two parts of the bike. There's a brake on the back wheel and brake on the front wheel. The brake on the back wheel, when that happens, it tends to, brake from the back and, you kind of slide backwards a little bit. The brake on the front wheel, when you really press down on that, it will brake forward and you will shift forward into that. And sometimes if you do it hard enough, it will literally flip your bike that way, right? And so I had to really press my back. I don't know if this is necessarily the case with all bikes. I feel like it has been on every bike that I've ever been on, but the back brakes don't stop you as fast as the front brakes do. It's like the back brakes are to help you slow down, and they will do so quickly. But if you want to stop very quickly, you've got to use the front brake. You've got to use both of them, honestly. Just squeeze and go. And when you do that, the front brakes take a lot of the brunt and you kind of pitch forward. And so what ended up happening is I pitched forward, had to like stumble onto the sidewalk myself while my seat went up into my crotch. It hurt a lot. It hurt a lot. And I had to suppress a lot of rage to then say to this woman, please don't walk in the bike lane. And then I continued with my commute. That was how I started my day. The other big thing that happened today that was weird is my workplace, the music conservatory that I work for is a very small institution. And we are right next to a much bigger university. And we are right across the street from one of their arenas, right? I think it's their ice arena. And that is all set up for graduation right now. it is commencement week for them. And I have seen grads lining up and doing things and parents filing into the auditorium like on a rotating basis this whole week. But today was insane. Like they closed off the two roads that go to where this is. Like they just closed it. They had police blockading the entrances to these roads, and you just couldn't turn down there. Now, it wasn't a problem for me on a bike, and I got there early enough that it wasn't a problem either, but like when I left, they were there. So I'm just trying to like set the scene here. So it is a sea of graduating students from this big university, all kind of huddled around this small music conservatory. And in the most bizarre fashion, you know, they have been a thorn in our side to some degree because they keep, I mean, first of all, they keep coming into the conservatory and asking to use the bathrooms. And we're like, we're not the same institution. You can't. No, sorry. Like, especially because we don't have bathrooms on the floor that you walk in on. We have a bathroom in the floor below and a bathroom in the floor above. And so there's no way for us to there's no way for our security to like keep an eye on you if you're just going to go to the bathroom real quick. So go back across the street. They've got bathrooms over there. They got porta potties. They got those weird mobile bathroom things. Like that is what you get. I'm sorry. So that's the first thing. But the more confounding part to me is that these people are graduating from this big university. They've been going to this big university anywhere between 2 to 4 years, depending on whether they're grad student or undergrad. I don't think they're doing doctoral students. None of the robes looked that expensive. So you've been there for a while, and they're taking pictures in front of the conservatory. Like it's not even that they're taking pictures like in a nondescript spot. They're taking pictures where it's very obvious and where we have a sign that says like this is not your school, basically. Like it literally says the name of our institution. And like, what? So, I mean, I'm okay if you want it there, but like, why? Why are you here? Again, go back across the street. That's where your stuff is. If you want pictures to remember this moment for the end of your degree that you are excited about and have been working toward for some time, make sure you're getting pictures at the right school. That's all I gotta say. I feel like this is a very Boston problem to have, to be honest, that schools are so close to each other that you can mix one up for the other if you're not careful, which is hilarious, but whatever. And then the final weird thing that happened to me today, again, I think I've mentioned before on the stream, but I will say it again. I work for a music conservatory, a very prestigious music conservatory. And sometimes I forget how prestigious. Like, we are the oldest continually operating independent conservatory in the United States. We're a big fucking deal. And I forget that sometimes because it feels so normal to work there. And I'm not gonna lie, like I went to a giant like state school and their music department was known for like, it was kind of well known for being a good band department, but like not high flying, like high tier levels of music being done here. You know, it wasn't full professional level. The majority of my classmates were music education majors because it was kind of the general vibe that like if you're going for performance, you're in the wrong school. I was a weird one that was going for performance. What I really wanted to go and didn't know it at the time was for musicology, but whatever. So honestly, working where I work now at this music conservatory that is, again, very prestigious, it feels just kind of like, you know, it is a bigger, more grown-up, slightly fancier version of my undergrad, you know, the place that I went there. It feels a lot more like where I went to grad school, which again was another state school with a very good music conservatory, but not, you know, world-renowned in any way. So again, I just forget sometimes that it's a big fucking deal. And so color me surprised when I get a call from London today. Someone on the other line of the other end of the line wanting to ask about a violin that we have in our collections. And I'm like, we have violins. This is news to me. We have an instrument library. This is not necessarily a weird concept for a music school to have. A lot of times the instrument library, this is where the terminology is a little weird for me, because the instrument library, as my institution now sees it, is essentially what we had those kinds of things in previous schools that I've been in. You know, it's the department owned instruments basically, where, you know, we as poor college students should not be expected to own these relatively niche, very expensive instruments that will be needed to play certain repertoire, but are not, you know, necessary at this time for us. In this particular case, you know, in some cases it'll be like an English horn, you know, for oboes. Oboes will often be asked to double an English horn. If you're a professional, it's likely you own an English horn, but English horns can run between like $30,000 and $40,000, maybe 50 even. I think that might be a little high. I think I might be pushing that high. 20,000 is not unexpected, I guess is what I would say. 20,000 is not what I would. A $20,000 instrument, I wouldn't be surprised. I can actually double check and see like what Fox sells theirs for, because that's like a mid tier. Like it's better than basic, but you know, I wouldn't play it for a gig with the Boston Symphony kind of a deal. Let's see here. They do have wooden ones, which are better. Okay, so let me take a look at the Renard 555, which is an intermediate. Not going to have any pricing information. Okay. Give me a second, and I can find. I just want to like a quick thing here. Okay, a Fox 510. I oversold that a lot. Okay, but this is around what I was thinking. So this is a resin upper joint and a grenadilla wood lower joint bell. So it is kind of a hybrid between like a higher end and a lower end kind of a deal. It's a good intermediate instrument, and it is $8,000. And it is not used as heavily as the oboe would be, especially when it comes to repertoire. So if you're an oboist, you wouldn't be expected to own that. The department might own one, and then you can borrow it from the department when you need to play it in orchestra or in band or whatever. And instrument library to me until today honestly meant like a historical instrument library. Like, you know, we've been around long enough that we've collected a bunch of these historical instruments, and you can check them out if you want to play them, kind of a deal, which I guess we also do. But it is also a place that holds functional instruments for people to borrow and play, and also apparently very unique and big deal instruments, because this is what happened today. I got a call from London. She wanted to know about a violin that we have in our collection that is a Stradivarius. First of all, if that name doesn't ring a bell, Stradivarius was a violin maker in the late 1600s, early 1700s. Literally world renowned. His violins, especially during the golden period, which is kind of the early 1700s and 1710s, are incredibly deeply sought after. His instruments are well known for being just remarkable in every aspect, for whatever reason we have not really figured out exactly, but they are very, very heavily sought after. And apparently we own one. Okay. And then on top of that, not only do we own a Stradivarius, it was gifted to us in 2016. And the Stradivarius itself was originally, was not originally, but was at one point owned and was the primary instrument of Joseph Joachim. Now, for those who don't have deep knowledge of music history, which I understand, Joseph Joachim is a big fucking deal. It is kind of hard to understate how big of a fucking deal this guy was. So many really, really important composers wrote music specifically for Joachim to play in the 19th century. So we're talking mid 1800s for the most part. Joachim was like very good friends with so many composers. He was quite literally like the violinist in all of Europe for most of that century. So to have, first of all, one of the rarest instruments in the world, like one of the rarest violins in the world owned by my institution, and to have it be one that had previously been owned by one of the greatest violinists of all time, if not the greatest. What the fuck? Like, I answered the questions as best I could. I passed her question along to the person who actually takes care of that kind of thing. And then afterward just kind of sat there and was like, what the fuck? Like, it just hits me sometimes. It's so weird. It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't get it, but whatever. Whatever. So anyway, that's my little story. Y'all are quiet tonight. Well, I guess I can start. We'll see how this goes. Where is my... There we go. Add the filter, Nancy Drew tag, and then sort by release date so that I can find Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. Here we go. Oh no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm not expecting engagement. Don't get me wrong, but I will say, I think I've mentioned before that you know, streaming to an empty room is kind of hard. It takes a lot of energy, and it may mean a shortened stream in general, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's okay. I understand people are busy, people have lives, people have things they need to do, but yeah, just forewarning. Okay, let's get this going. I really wanted a gin and ginger, by the way. I have not made one yet, but I did get the ginger ale. I will be making one later.
Welcome to my latest Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. To start
I need to turn this down a little bit.
Junior or senior detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose tutorial.
There we go. If you know anything about this game, you know why I want gin, or just alcohol in general.
Dear Ned, remember Sally McDonald, the woman who took those photos that Dad has up in his office? Well, she just bought a house in Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. A gangster named Mickey Malone built it back in the 20s as his country getaway. We're talking major fixer-upper. Anyway, last night Sally called and she said she desperately needed my detective skills. She refused to say why over the phone. Naturally, I said I'd drive to Moon Lake immediately. But weird things started happening the moment I pulled up. First, this big tree fell down behind my car and has me totally blocked in. And then I discovered that Sally's gone. She left a note that suggested something terrible happens here at night. She's supposed to call me from her car. So here I sit, writing to you while I wait for the phone to ring. It's nighttime, and although part of me is dying to know what frightened Sally away, another part of me is starting to feel a little uneasy. I'll let you know what happens. Ever yours, Nancy.
Ever yours, Nancy. Well, here we go. Welcome to this place. Check out Squeaking Mice.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's Sally. We have to talk fast because I'm in my car and my cell phone's running low, so we might get cut off. But did you...
Well, at least she's in the car and...
No, I feel awful bailing on you like that. You must think I'm such a
Not
freak.
I'm just worried about you.
on the car phone.
I couldn't stand the thought of spending another night there. I knew you were on your way, but it didn't help. I just got too scared.
I mean, it's okay. My day today, at least at one point, what happened? Oh God. I was telling myself what I needed to do next after showering, and my brain was trying to insert a word that didn't make any goddamn sense. And I don't remember what it was, but it was funny.
You make it sound like the house is haunted or something.
Not the house, the woods. Just wait until it gets dark. Then you'll see. What am I saying? Nancy, you shouldn't be there by yourself either. Why don't you just go get in your car and go home? Or drive to Philadelphia. My aunt's got plenty of room.
One of your trees seems to have other plans for me.
What do you mean?
A tree fell down behind my car just as I was driving up to the house. I'm blocked in.
Oh, the dead maple beside the driveway. Oh, they told me it was in danger of falling over when I had the place inspected. I just never got around to doing anything about it. Listen, call M's Emporium. That's a store on the lake. Emily knows everybody. She'll know who to call if she decides to answer her phone.
If.
It's late. Won't the store be closed?
Where's my brain? Okay, look. I just bought a little outboard motorboat. I haven't used it yet, but the guy who put it in for me said it should run just fine. It's tied up at the dock out front. Just get in it and go. Go anywhere. Just get away from the house.
I can't just take off.
She's really scared about this.
Outside.
Then listen to me. Go around the house and lock all the doors and windows. Do that right now.
Sally, just tell me why you're so upset.
The dogs. Those dogs. Out of nowhere. They're outside howling and snarling. Teeth and claws. Horrible.
Dogs?
Well,
Hello? Did you say dogs? Hello?
that's fun. Ah, thank you for the resub, Elliot. Thank you so much. 28 months. Oh my god. Why didn't that work? Hello? 1 5 2 3 5 5 5 4 4 6 8. There we go.
Nancy, how's it going?
Hey, Bess. How'd you know it was me?
Telepathy, of course. Just another of my many talents. You are so full of it. She got caller ID, Nancy. So now, instead of hanging up on the geeks that always call her, she just doesn't answer the phone. Very funny. So what's up?
Believe it or not, Sally went to her aunt's in Philadelphia. I'm here by myself.
Why? What happened? Did you two have a fight? Oh, Bess. Nancy Drew does not have fights. Heated debates? Maybe. Fights? Never. Why else would Sally just take off like that?
When she called to explain, she said she was afraid of the dogs.
Dogs? As in Rin Tin Tin, Old Yeller, Huckleberry Hound?
Apparently, there are some dogs around here that come out at night and are pretty scary. That's about all she had the chance to say before we got cut off.
Dogs aren't scary. Maybe it's some other kind of animal.
That's possible.
As soon as you hang up, you're gonna go prowling around outside, aren't you?
Why, Bess, that's a great idea.
Well, be careful. And if anything does happen, run. No, wait. Call us first, then run.
I will. Bye, you guys.
Ta-ta. Ciao for now.
Curious about this. Oh, okay, here we go. Interesting. Sorry, I'm having a moment with the just looking up things about the voice actors. I'm mostly out of curiosity, honestly. Okay. Anyway.
What is that?
Views that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. When swans drift by in shimmering blue, I'm the one who plays in summer dew. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. And when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me to sleep through the long gray night.
I'd better wait until daylight.
Okay. Aha. I'll say, please put that in my inventory. Thank you. Nancy, I'm really, really sorry. Just can't face another night here. I'm going to Aunts in Philadelphia. Doors open, make so at home. Play for my car. Please don't hate me. I mean, this place looks like a piece of shit. So. Ah, water bottle. Get dead tree cut down. Well, you didn't do a good job of that one. Just saying. Say this cottage here is a
Rotten floorboards. Watch your.
perfect. Well, died in the first 5 minutes. Don't.
Those floorboards need to be replaced.
No shit.
I need some sandpaper.
Got a piece of chicken stuck on my teeth and I hate it.
The moon's so bright, I won't need my flashlight. Something's out there.
Now look what you've done. That was a Strix Varia. At least I think it was. Never know for sure now, will I?
A Strix what?
Strix Varia. A barred owl. Real hard to spot. And it doesn't help that you're out here making more noise than a jumbo jet.
My name's Nancy Drew. Have you been out here long?
A couple hours. Name's Red Knot, by the way. And now that we've exchanged pleasantries, why don't you just skedaddle on out of here and leave me to my birds?
Didn't you hear all that screeching?
That was me, Miss Nancy Drew, calling in birds. And doing a pretty good job of it, too, till you showed up. Where'd you come from, anyway?
I drove in today from River Heights to visit my friend Sally McDonald.
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that? The Malone house is no place for one young woman, let alone two.
Oh, is that a homophobic insult?
What do you know about the woman living here?
I talked to her a couple of times. But you know, the last time I saw her, she wasn't doing so good. She acted real anxious, scared.
Did she say what was wrong?
The dogs. The dogs of Mickey Malone. Legend goes that when Malone was finally arrested and hauled away, his 4 dogs went running off into the woods and were never seen again. People would just hear them, howling like their hearts were broken every night until one by one, they all died and went silent. But every time someone tries living in the Malone house, back they come.
Ghost dogs.
What do the dogs do?
Every night, ever since she moved in, you could hear them howling. And some nights the dogs would appear outside the house, running around, snarling and barking and throwing themselves at the doors and windows. And then they'd be gone. They're buried in the cemetery just beyond the house, you know. Them and Malone, both.
The dogs would attack her house?
It's like they don't want anybody but Malone living there. I guess they don't know he's dead. And so are they.
Did they ever attack Sally?
She never gave them the chance. After the first attack, she stopped going out at night. Just locked the doors when it got dark and sat tight until morning.
Why haven't the police investigated?
This isn't New York City, Miss Nancy Drew. All they got around here is one officious little park ranger. And all Jeff Akers does is sit around all day trying to figure out how he can get himself transferred out of here to a bigger park.
Are you a native of Moon Lake?
I just come to Moon Lake in the spring to look for birds. Got an observation platform just up the path, kind of my base camp, and I've got a little outboard down there on the lake. Left my car at the big dock up lake. Don't really need it.
Are those the ghost dogs?
Yes, ma'am. Which is why I think it would be a good idea if I went my merry way and you got yourself back inside that house.
One more thing. The water in Sally's well needs to be tested. How do I do that?
Get a sampling kit from Jeff Akers. Ranger station's on the east side of the lake. Good luck, Miss Nancy Drew.
All right, well. Here's to not dying. Oop. What if you could just... Nope.
This is not good.
Yeah, nope. We have to watch this. Okay. I want to say at one point this scared me, and I don't remember why. Well, that was, you know, a thing that happened. This is... Ooh, a plank.
Those look too rotten.
I don't know why I have a plank, but we have a plank. Obviously, that's not doing anything.
I need a bucket.
That would be like the bucket you've got in your hand. But it doesn't matter because,
The boat's full of water.
Ah! We have a bucket for that. And a screwdriver. Handy.
The spark plug is missing.
Well,
The spark plug is missing.
well, we're not doing anything with that then, are we? Engines don't start without spark plugs. Generally.
This must be Red's observation platform.
Alright. Let's hop on the phone, see what we can do. 215. Did I miss 5? I think I just missed 5. 1215 555389.
Hello?
Hey, Sally, it's Nancy.
Nancy, did you see them? Did you see the dogs?
Yes, I did, and I can understand why you left. They were pretty frightening. But if it's okay with you, I'd really like to stay and get to the bottom of whatever's going on.
Nancy is a
Well, you asked
thrill
me in the
seeker.
first place, right?
Yes.
She's there for the adrenaline.
Sure.
Positive. Consider Detective Drew officially on the case.
I wish I were even half the trooper you are, Nancy. I have such high hopes for that house. All the beauty there, the wildlife, all the pictures I was going to take. It would break my heart to have to give it up.
When was the first time you saw the dogs?
I heard them the very first night I was here. I heard them almost every night, howling in the distance, but I didn't actually see them until I'd been here about a week. After After that, they started appearing pretty much every other night.
When they appeared, did they always do the same thing?
Yes, come to think of it. They always came running up to the house, barking and snarling. They'd lunge at the windows, they'd jump up on the door, they'd run around and bark some more, then they'd run off. What are you getting at?
These attacks seem to involve a lot of choreography, which reinforces my theory that you're not being randomly attacked by a pack of wild dogs, but by dogs who've been trained by someone determined to scare you out of your house at Moon Lake.
Well, we just jumped right to that.
My closest neighbor lives 2 miles away. My property is surrounded by the state park, but it's off-season, so hardly anybody is in the park. In fact, I bet I talked to a total of 3 people the whole 4 weeks I was at Moon Lake.
Which 3 people?
Let's see, the park ranger, I forget his name, kind of a pain in the neck. Emily Griffin, she's the one who owns that store I told you about. And I ran into this bird watcher a couple of times. Had a funny name.
Red Knot. I've run into him too.
Other than people I may have nodded hello to while getting gas or something, I swear those are the only people I've talked to at Moon Lake.
What about River Heights? Can you think of anyone there who'd want you to sell your house at Moon Lake and move back to River Heights?
You mean like an angry ex-boyfriend or something? Nope, I sure can't.
Someone back there wanting you
Since I'm
to
going to be
move
staying
back.
there a while, is there
I
anything
guess.
I should know about the place?
Well, let's see. I've got the water turned off because it's well water and it needs to be tested before I can use it for anything. In fact, if you could get that testing done for me, I'd really appreciate it. Oh, and watch where you walk in the living room. Some of the floorboards are so rotten you could fall right through. And I keep hearing these faint squeaks and rustling type noises coming from below the floor. I hope you're not scared of mice.
Your outboard motorboat is missing a spark plug. Is there one around here by any chance?
I wouldn't know a spark plug if I swallowed one whole. But you need that boat, Nancy. Right now, it's your lifeline. You can't use your car, and believe me, you can't walk anywhere because all the paths around the house end in this thick, horrible brush. You've got to get it fixed. Wait a
Great.
minute.
Lots of help.
Bird watcher, he's got a boat. Maybe you could borrow his spark plug or something. Go down the path that's to the right as you look out toward the lake from the house, and you'll eventually see his observation platform. Try him at night. He never seems to be around during the day.
I could really use some sandpaper. Do you have any stashed away somewhere?
Sure don't. Try M's Emporium. That's on the west side of the lake. And brace yourself if you haven't been there yet. The place is something else.
How do I go about getting your water tested?
Try the ranger station on the east side of the lake. I've been told you can get some kind of kit there.
I'm curious. Why did you characterize the park ranger as a pain in the neck?
I left part of a ham sandwich on a picnic table once. Big mistake. From the way he carried on, you'd think I just made the FBI's 10 most wanted list. I don't think he likes me. Emily says it's because I wrecked his dream of becoming super ranger or something when I bought the Malone house instead of the parks department. Me, I think he just basically has a problem relating to people unless they're asking questions or breaking the law.
So he's a cop.
The wall hanging in the living room with a poem on it, and those dog carvings in that cabinet above the sofa. What can you tell me about them?
Aren't they cool? They came with the place. Sold the clock. Apparently, Malone had them custom made when he built the house. In fact, they're all built into the house. They're still there because you can't move them.
They're built into the house, and they're custom made. Huh. It's almost like there's some kind of puzzle to reveal a secret inside the house.
Does anything happen when you turn those dog carvings?
Not that I know of. But that clock, one day, I was messing with the hands. You know, trying to get them to work. And all of a sudden, one of the 4 little doors flew open, and instead of a cuckoo, this dog popped out and barked 3 times. It's a doggy clock. That Malone, bad as he was, he sure loved those dogs.
Talk to you later.
Stay in touch.
Alrighty then. Well, we can't do anything until we have a boat, so I guess we do the boat first. So, boat first, everything else later.
Well, it's Miss Nancy Drew.
Please, just call me Nancy.
I will if you keep your voice down. I just heard a cerulean warbler.
Really? Are they rare?
Something tells me they're gonna be with you around. You didn't come up here to chit-chat, did you?
Do you know much about outboard motors?
Sure do. Only type of motorized vehicle that's allowed on Moon Lake. Heck, if it were up to me, I'd ban them too. Have everybody get around by canoe. Nothing like the threat of physical activity to keep tourists away.
You're not exactly a people person, are you?
I came to see birds, not people. The more people there are in a forest, the fewer birds there are. It's a fact of life. Reason I like to come here is because nobody else does. It's perfect. Not a decent grocery store, restaurant, or motel for miles.
There's no place nearby that sells boat parts? Sally's outboard is missing a spark plug.
I might be able to help you out. After all, I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared.
You mean you have a spark plug I could buy?
Well, just so happens I've got 2 spark plugs right here in my pocket.
Why? Why do you have
Question
them?
is, if I give you one, what do I get for it? I don't need cash, but maybe you could take a few pictures for me. Know how to use a digital camera?
A digital camera? Oh my. That's some new technology.
Sure. What would you like me to take pictures of?
Birds, of course. There's a couple of birds I'm supposed to take pictures of for PEPSOB. That's People for the Preservation and Study of Birds. You can recognize them by their songs, which are on this tape, which you can play on my cassette player, which you're gonna have to get from M's Emporium as soon as you get your boat fixed. Think you can handle that?
I know I can.
Here's everything you'll need. M's Emporium is up lake on the west side. Not that I'm trying to get you out of my hair or anything, but try not to come pestering me till you're done, okay? One more thing. You smoke?
Cigarettes? No.
These woods may not look it, but they're tinder dry. One lit match, and the best bird habitat on the East Coast will go up in smoke. So
Yes.
watch what you do. Because if anything like that happens, I won't be looking for birds anymore. I'll be looking for you. Watch yourself out there.
Watch yourself out there. All right. The difference between antisocial and socially hostile. I think he crossed that line. Back up to the upstairs to do the thing. Time to go across the lake. Do not be here. Spark plug.
I gotta have some torque.
Hashtag nope.
Very wrong with this engine.
Okay, what is it? Positive, neutral, negative, positive. This should be positive, which I don't know if that's in or out. This should be neutral, so there. Positive, neutral, negative, positive. Hey, we did it. Okay. Well, let's go get the little testing kit thing first, I suppose.
Hello, can I help you?
I'm Nancy Drew. I'm visiting the woman who bought the old Malone place, Sally McDonald. Do you know her?
Sally McDonald? Yes, I've had occasion to write her up once or twice.
Wow, just that's how you're gonna introduce yourself? Okay.
What do you mean, write her up?
She littered. Food items, as I recall. An apple core, crust of bread, something like that. She tried to argue that the animals would eat them, but litter is litter. And besides, feeding the wildlife is also illegal.
I'll be sure to remember that.
Being a park ranger can be a thankless job, Ms. Drew. But I know that every time I enforce a rule, I'm helping to preserve some plant or animal, however minute, for future generations of park goers.
Why, that sounds a little anal retentive. Just a bit.
Do you have something I could use to test the well water at Sally's?
Sure do. Simple to use, too. Just pump some water into this vial, return the sample to me, I'll send it off, and in a day or two you'll find out whether or not your water's fit to drink.
Does everyone out here have a well?
Everyone who doesn't want to die of thirst does. Hooking up to a municipal water supply is out of the question. Too expensive.
This place isn't exactly your ordinary ranger station, is it?
It's also the Moon Lake Post Office, and it's the unofficial Moon Lake Museum of Factual and Natural History. I've lived here all my life, so I can't help but feel obligated to protect not only the area's flora and fauna, but also its past.
Let's skirt the issue a little.
Rather colorful.
As a member of the law enforcement community, I prefer to dwell on the positive aspects of history instead of on the activities of a bunch of glorified thugs.
So you'd probably like to see the old Malone place torn down and forgotten.
Not necessarily. It's hard to ignore its potential as a tourist attraction. And if that's what it takes to draw more people to Moon Lake, I'm a reasonable man.
Ah, so you're a cop and a capitalist. Good. We love that. Those are two things that we really like on this channel.
As an officer of the law, can you think of anyone who might want to scare Sally off her property?
As an officer of the law.
Across the lake? Emily Griffin? I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure she's been dragging the lake in front of Malone's house for artifacts, which is illegal. It would be a lot easier for her to do her dirty work if nobody was living there.
What do you know about the pack of dogs that's been terrorizing Sally? They've scared her so bad that she's gone to her aunt's in Philadelphia.
Don't tell me she believes all that ghost dog stuff.
I saw them myself.
Whatever's out there, I'm sure they're no more and no less than exactly what they look and sound like. Dogs. Living, breathing, very noisy dogs.
Why do you think dogs
Yeah, and they can also still kill people.
Trained to do almost anything.
Any
Yeah,
idea what
including
the
attack people,
eyes
so...
are Yellow?
Something in their diet, maybe? Some oddball vitamin or protein.
As a park ranger, don't you want to know for sure what's behind these dog attacks?
Do you always ask this many questions?
As a matter of fact, I do.
I'm a very busy man, Miss Drew, but I am here to serve the public.
Would you mind mailing this letter for me?
Not at all.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Please do. And if you have any questions, any more questions, just ask.
You sound so excited about
Thanks for
that.
all your help.
That's why I'm here. Oh, and one last thing. The deer mouse population has boomed this year, so please take precautions if you're cleaning out any area where they may have nested. They can carry some nasty diseases.
Thanks for the tip, Ranger Acres.
Poison ivy. Don't light fires. Lyme disease. Giardiasis. And hantavirus. AKA all bad stuff. Don't die. Ah, this big chunk of private property. That is where the Malone house is. I'm certain that this... Oh, there's a bunch of private property here too, so I mean, I don't know. Fishing stuff, boating stuff, hiking stuff. Nothing terribly interesting there. Okay, moving on. Come back to that in a minute. Ooh. Someone has a dog. This tree is old. Franklin D. Roosevelt and the CCC, an excellent program. Okay. Scooby-Doo. I mean, you're not wrong. Park Ranger Francis Bacon Grits and his wife Zelda Strawberry. Okay.
I probably shouldn't mess around with this without Ranger Acres' permission.
The Swinks and Jinkies gang. Ugh. Okay, yeah. Water is bad, don't drink the water. It's bad, don't drink the water. Priming a pump, here we go. When a pump seems to stop working, that is when it fails to suck. I'm sorry. It probably needs to be primed. Prime a pump, simply pour potable, drinkable water into the top of it. Pump the handle until the water flows from the spout. Okay. The Lenape tribe. First residents of Moon Lake were the members of the Lenape tribe, one of the several Algonquin-speaking tribes that populated the northeastern U.S. for hundreds of years, thousands, if not thousands, prior to the arrival of settlers from Europe. Don't drink the water. Because the early colonists had trouble pronouncing Lenape, they lumped the tribe in with all the other Algonquin-speaking tribes they encountered and referred to this larger group as the Delaware Indians, because colonizers are fucking shit. This is because many of the Algonquin-speaking tribes lived in the large drainage basin of the Delaware River, which had been named after an Englishman whose title was Lord Delaware. Good. Naming them after a white settler, no less. Curious and friendly, the Lenape were hospitable to the early colonists. Mistake. But as the number of settlers grew, so did the tension between the two groups. The Lenape believed that all land belonged to the Creator, and as a result, they had difficulty understanding the concept of private ownership by which Europeans seemed to live. The Lenape gradually migrated west, settling for brief periods in Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, and Kansas. Each place the Lenape were told there'd be their new home, but after a few years, the Europeans would change their minds and force them to move again. They finally settled in Oklahoma, where more than 11,000 Lenape still live today. Okay, so the phrase at the beginning, the Lenape gradually migrated west, settling for brief periods in all these different states, is a little misleading. But the fact that they put here, after a few years, the Europeans would change their minds and force them to move again, better. Let's say we're not going to describe the Trail of Tears as they were undecided as to where they wanted to live, so they kept moving west. It's like, no. They were being forced to march west to be out of the way of the white people. I don't know what else to say there. Early settlers. Native Americans were the first true settlers. Around 1635, immigrants from Europe moved into the area, mostly of German and Scotch-Irish. So the pressure on the Lenape to move out. One instance, the Europeans talked the Lenape into turning over to them as much land as a man could walk in a day and a half. Lenape agreed to the deal, and as the settlers promptly sent men out to run as far as they could in the allotted time. The walking purchase, as it was called today, forced many Lenape to leave Moon Lake forever. As their dicks! Like the rest of Pennsylvania, Moon Lake was very anti-slavery. Prior to the Civil War, the Oretsky farm on the north side of the lake was rumored to be part of the Underground Railroad. Secret network of people who would hide slaves fleeing from their owners in the south would travel to Canada. In the 1920s, a gangster, see famous residents, built a house in the approximate spot where the farmhouse once stood. Interesting. Famous residents. The early 20th century, many celebrities from the East Coast spent time here, including Florence Ziegfeld, famous producer of Broadway musicals and revues. In fact, in 1926, his boat, the Folly King, ran into the rocks at the north end of the lake and capsized. Nobody was hurt, but rather than going to the bother of repairing the boat, Ziegfeld simply left it there. Legend has it that for years, a local dog would swim out to the wreck every day and lie on it, barking at everyone who came near. Boat gradually disintegrated until now no trace of it remains. Local legend has it that Ben Franklin spent his summer of 1744 on Moon Lake's south shore. Summer was a particularly stormy one, which has led to speculation that his interest in lightning and electricity were sparked by his experiments here. Moon Lake has had some infamous residents as well. In 1925, the height of Prohibition, Mickey Malone, a gangster from Philadelphia, got rich smuggling and distributing illegal liquor, hence my drink in the future, in like the next 5 minutes probably. Built a house on the north side of the shore on the site of the old Redsky farm. People came from up and down the East Coast to attend the parties that he threw at Moon Lake. He was convicted of tax evasion in 1933 and sent to prison, where he eventually died. Very Al Capone of him. Then the creation of Moon Lake State Park. The early 1900s, automobiles began big city. 1919, group of private citizens from Philadelphia formed the Moon Lake Conservancy. 21, acquired most of the land, its west, south, and east shores. Land was formerly donated to the Forestry Department and became the Moon Lake State Park in 1930, although Moon Lake Conservancy no longer exists. Many people just walk the way around Moon Lake without encountering private property. Although the Moon Lake Conservancy no longer exists, many people still dream of the day when they can walk all the way around Moon Lake without encountering private property. If you own land on Moon Lake or know someone who does, please consider selling or better yet donating it to the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources. Ask your friendly park ranger for more information. Okay. On Roman numerals. We'll deal with that when we come to it, I'm sure. Park Ranger Jeff Akers was born and raised in Tyrone, Pennsylvania. Upon graduation from Norris High School in 1989, he attended Penn State, where he earned a bachelor's degree in Park and Recreation Management. He has been the Park Ranger at Moon Lake State Park since 1996. Because he spent much of his childhood at Moon Lake, he is excited about introducing visitors to what he calls the best state park in the country. From geology to astronomy to meteorology, Ranger Akers knows his stuff. Just so you have questions, just ask, he's here to serve, whatever. And nature a slideshow. A Moon Lake glowworm? Glow eyes? Glowing eyes? Oops.
You're back.
Thanks for all your help.
Oh,
Always
okay.
a pleasure.
All right, before we go to the next spot, I'm going to take a quick break to make my drink. So I will be right back. The boozery has returned. Had to make a small detour to take a mattress out to the curb. So, apologies for that. Oh, you don't know, I have new roommates, though. I am helping in the process of the transition here. But the booze has come with me. I wish I had lime. Just a squeeze of lime in this always makes such a big difference. All right. M's Emporium time. Whoever this M person is. There we go. Finish that off. Lots of traveling to be done here. Look at this cute little boat shack thing. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. How did I not? Hold on. Hold on. Doesn't say. That looks really fucking familiar. I want to say that I've seen this exact place in Provincetown, Massachusetts. It's just not red. And it's not, you know, M's Emporium, obviously. It looks like a place that I've actually seen in real life, but I can't find anything about it, so... I mean, it is basically just a photo manipulation, so it's not actually modeled or anything.
Hey there! Welcome to M's Emporium. I'm Emily Griffin.
Emily Griffin.
I'm Nancy Drew. Sally McDonald said you might be able to help me.
I like helping people. Of course, I like selling them stuff even better. But keep talking.
Well, Sally invited me to come out and stay with her for a while. But right now, I need a chainsaw.
A chainsaw?
What I really need is for someone to come out and remove the tree that fell in Sally's driveway.
I'll get Tucker Davis to take care of it. Gotta warn you, though. Tucker tends to do things in his own sweet time.
Have a good night. Have a good shift.
She thinks the Malone place is haunted, and after last night, I can see why.
I told her. I said, Sally, that old house is gonna be nothing but trouble. And sure enough, Malone's hounds have come back, just when we all thought they were finally resting in peace.
Well, sounds like somebody believes.
When was the last time they appeared?
Seems like they show up every time somebody buys the place. So the last time would have been 10, 15 years ago.
What can you tell me about Red Knot?
The bird watcher.
Oh, there was venom in that.
Stock up on that weirdo food he eats. You know how them tree hugger types are.
Okay, she just called him a tree hugger, though. So, I'm going to assume that in the 2000 election, this woman did not vote for Al Gore. Just going to assume that she voted for George W. Bush. Dumbass.
It seemed to me that he was more into watching birds than hugging trees.
Yeah, well, whatever. One thing's for sure. He's gonna wind up with a dose of buckshot in his hind end if he keeps tramping through people's yards making noises like he just popped out of a UFO.
Mr. Knott did me a favor, and in return he asked me to pick up a cassette player from you.
Oh, yeah. I got it right here. Thought maybe the old coot had forgotten he left it here.
Take? Okay.
What else
There we
can I
go.
do you for?
Where do you find your... Achoo!
Bless you. It's all the dust. Sometimes I think it grows on this stuff.
Some of those old bottles are beautiful. Where'd you get them?
Found 'em. See, back in the days of Prohibition, that old Malone place used to be Party Central. Only way to get to and from back then was by boat. And when those boats dumped, on account of bad weather or bad driving or the feds suddenly showing up, well, everything from diamond necklaces to full bottles of illegal booze sank to the bottom of the lake.
So it's finders keepers, huh?
That's right. See, recovering objects from the lake bed is illegal. According to Squeaky Wheel Acres, dragging the lake for artifacts was upsetting its delicate eco-balance. So thanks mostly to his constant squawking...
This woman doesn't believe climate change is real. Like...
Squeaky Wheel Acres?
Jeff Akers, local park ranger. I keep telling him all this stuff washed up on shore. But does that snobby little stickler for rules believe me?
Sounds like you aren't real fond of Ranger Acres.
Jeff Akers could take all his precious rules and regulations and take a flying leap.
It's not what you wanted to say.
Nothing against getting more customers in here, mind you. But I kind of like Moon Lake the way it is. Small, quiet, out of the way. But Jeff Akers, why, there's nothing he'd like better than to see all the lake and all the property around it turned into one big, noisy, jam-packed state park.
I like the assertion that a state park can be packed and noisy. I mean, I guess I haven't been to some out west that I know are actually quite busy, like Yellowstone, but like, listen, my home state has, New Hampshire, has the White Mountain National Park, and it's not busy. And then, like, Hampton Beach State Park, I guess. The Hampton Beach part of it can be really busy and awful, honestly. But, you know, you don't go there. You go to the smaller state parks up north, right? Like, I don't know.
Sounded to me like he just wants to preserve the area's history.
He's the type of guy who likes to boss people around, makes them feel important. So if the park got way bigger and was crawling with tourists, why, instead of giving out maybe one ticket for littering every 2 days, he'd be giving out 12 tickets every 2 hours. He'd be in heaven. Well, hey, I'm sure you got better things to do than getting your ear chewed off by yours truly.
I need to buy something.
You want it? I got it. As long as you pay cash, that is.
Well, there we go.
Right now, cash is kind of a problem for me. Do you think we could do some kind of trade-out?
You scratch my back, I scratch yours, huh? Seeing as how you're a friend of Sally's, and seeing as how I got some things around here that could use doing, I guess we could work something out.
What thing you need doing for
Do you
sandpaper?
sell sandpaper by any chance?
I do, but Mr. Birdbrain was in last week and cleaned me out. Said he was tired of that observation platform of his giving him splinters in his hinter regions.
I've disturbed him enough already. Would anyone else around here have some?
He's your only hope, but you better ask him for it quick. That deck of his is pretty big, and those squares I sold him are pretty small.
Guess I'll see you later.
You betcha.
You betcha. Ba 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 ba. By legal means taped on there. Wonderful. Millie Benson Aviation. The Aviatrix, no less. Alright. I'm Trix, the Aviatrix, queen of the sky. I'll circle in the stratus in my modern apparatus. I'm Trix, the Aviatrix. I wanna fly. See you when they tie the knot. Sorry. One of my favorite musicals, no big deal. One of my favorite musicals, making fun of 1940s musicals based on 1920s and the 1920s. A beautiful scenery. Okay. So we got... Oop. Nope. Wait. Here. There we go. Bucket. That little hole, right? Pour some water in. That should prime the pump. Aha!
I don't need water right now.
You fucking... Nancy! Nancy! There we go.
I don't need water right now.
Oy. All right, let's take care of that first. Can you skip this? No? Okay. Guess not.
You're back.
I have that water sample. What do I do with it?
Just give it to me, and I'll take care of it.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here. Again, you sound so excited about this. Let's wander the... is there anything else to do? Oh, he wants me to take...
American goldfinch. Northern cardinal. Red-tailed hawk.
Orbs.
Tanager.
Orbs. All right, here we go. Ghost. Dogs. Of moon. Lake. All right, let's wander into those woods. Maybe we can catch some birds. For a bird watcher, he only is out there at night, which is very weird. Not usually how that works.
I better be careful.
Here we go. All right. Oop. Nope.
Come back!
Damn it. You ruined it, Nancy. You ruined it. Alright, what is... Fallen tree, red bird. Oh, she's writing that down. She's writing that down. Okay, fair enough. Grab the picture. There we go. I mean, that's not the bird he wanted, but it's a bird. Go this way first. That is a robin. Not what he wanted, but again. Boop. Orange bird. God, Nancy. It's really not that hard. Orange bird. Ah, wait a minute.
Missed it.
Damn it. Nancy, you suck at this. Ah, the cemetery. Waldo Matthias. Snooky. Biff and Faff. Cedric Cosmo Cranky. Goodness. Stench. Asa Royal. Marbles. We're so sorry to have lost you. Cat? Marbles the cat? Vitus. Xander. Lucy. And Iggy. Let's write these down. I feel like these might be important. So Iggy is 11/11/1919 to 1/29/32. Lucy 4/4/22 to 1/29. Oh, I think they all died at the same time. That's suspicious. Yeah, they did. Okay. If the dogs are buried here, but they supposedly ran off, then why did they all die at the same time and get the same burial? Like, August is 8. I don't know why that took me way too long. There.
Looks like paw prints.
Ooh, spooky. Malone. Oh, we could just go in? Alright. Alright then. That was, when that happened, I guess. Start wandering back. Let's see here. Orb? No.
Missed it.
Why do you suck at this, Nancy? Jesus.
I must have scared it.
Okay. I think I'm doing this kind of wrong. In the way that Also, I definitely went the wrong way here. There we go. Back at the yellow ribbon. Here we go. It's a fallen tree, because then if I go this way to where the cardinal is supposed to be...
Come back!
Yeah, just no. Well, we've explored half the woods, so I guess we'll do the other half now. Go left first. Shoot. Wanna mark that down? Good, okay. Yeah, just keep following this until we get to the stone pillar, apparently. Or that. A lock. Aha. So umbrella then is here. Which is just a rock. Pioneers used to ride these babies for miles. I get the feeling this man is going to be mad at me for taking all these pictures of birds that he doesn't give a shit about. Or something. Oh, wait, does this have a... Oh, no. I'm not seeing... Oh, wait. Fix hole in floor. That maybe...
They need to be fastened to the floor.
That means hammer and nails.
Still not fixed.
Okay. Wouldn't call that fixing it either, but okay. Nighttime. You gotta talk to the man that has all the things that we need.
You find all the birds?
I found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture. What am I doing wrong?
You're wearing those clothes. That's what you're doing wrong. You need to blend in, like me. Go back over to M's tacky tourist trap. and get
Shitty
yourself some
camo.
Camouflage gear. Only sensible thing that money grubber carries.
I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but I need some sandpaper. Emily said you might have some.
Here, take it and scram. I was just about to call in a meadowlark. That was always Ruth's favorite.
Was Ruth your wife?
Good heavens, no. My wife had no patience for birding. Ruth was my dog. Border collie. She'd hear a meadowlark, and by golly, her ears would perk, and she'd cock her
That
head.
drink is delicious.
She'd just come as close to smiling as ever a dog could.
Do many people around here own dogs?
Not really. Most people don't bother. The place is surrounded by park land, and Ranger Acres just loves enforcing the leash laws. There it is again. Take your sandpaper and go sand something, okay?
Go away, leave me alone. I mean, mood, but also... asshole.
It's stuck.
Okay. Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. So I was born in spring. Okay, spring would be Lucy. Swans drift and shimmering blue, and the one who plays in the summer dew, that would be Xander. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls the morning's clear. Iggy, I mean, yeah, I guess November is autumn, but... Tell me you're not from the Northeast by saying that, you know, Autumn's Call brings out the deer in November. Yeah, that's October, darling. It's already cold. Which leaves winter as Vitus. Let's see, wait a minute. Autumn is deer. Spring is leaf. Tree, I guess. Winter is birds. And summer is swans. I know. Okay. Okay. Right. It has to do with the thing on the other side. Right now, they're all facing the same direction, and that is deer. So, deer being forward is Iggy. So Iggy stays put. Alright, so that direction then is spring leaves on tree thing. Which is Lucy. So Lucy is now in that direction. Lucy stays that way. Xander and Vitus move. And backwards is swans, so Xander stays that way. And Vitus changes. Hey! Yeah, I would love to, but not a good idea.
How's the bird watching coming along?
See you in a while.
Okay. Yeah. You just asked me a question, dickwad. Okay, well, we've gotta get some things that were at the Emporium, I suppose, so to the Emporium.
Howdy, Nancy.
Any word from Tucker, what's his name? He hasn't been by to move that tree yet.
I'll give him another call. But like I said, the man marches to the beat of another drummer. A very slow drummer.
Does the name Waldo Matthias mean anything to you?
Can't say as it does.
These so-called ghost dogs left very real paw prints. I saw some near the cemetery that's by the Malone house. Have you ever been there?
Can't say as I have. Poking around cemeteries ain't exactly a hobby with me.
To make a long story short, I need some camouflage gear.
Got some right over here. One size fits all. But I'm running kind of low on bait. So if you go out and get me, say a dozen little critters, I'll give you the camos.
You got a deal. So what kind of bait do you need?
Worms, spiders, beetles, grubs. Anything that wriggles on its belly'll do. Just look under.
Okay.
Rocks, logs,
Sure.
dead leaves. Should be able to find 12 in no time.
Hunting for critters isn't illegal, is it?
Things ain't quite that bad around here. Least not yet. Now, if Jeff Akers' daddy was still around, you might get arrested for cruelty to animals or some such nonsense. Joe Akers used to be the deputy sheriff. Real critter lover, that one was.
Joe Akers is Jeff's father?
That's right.
Guess I'll see
Why
you
are we
later.
confused
I guess
about
you
that?
will.
Okay. Do we know who Joe Akers is? That is out and in a way that makes this surprising information to learn.
You're back.
What do you know about the cemetery behind the Malone house?
People are buried there. Beyond that, what's to know?
Is Malone buried there?
That's the rumor.
The inscription on one of the tombstones reads Waldo Matthias. Does that name ring any bells?
Not in my steeple.
Oh, you're really fucking helpful.
Have you gotten the results back from that water sample I left with you?
I meant to call the Department of Health today for a status report, but frankly, I've been way too busy.
Sounds like Moon Lake could use 2 rangers.
If I were in charge of just 10 more acres of parkland, they'd give me an assistant, and I could devote more time to the acquisition of more land and eventually put Moon Lake on the map as one of the biggest, most popular parks in the state.
Okay.
Why didn't the Parks Department buy the Malone property instead of Sally?
She outbid them, the cheapskates.
Well, if those dogs scare Sally away for good, other people are bound to think twice about buying the place. The bank will lower its price, and you'll have your land.
You're insinuating things again, Miss Drew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, I really am. It's just that Sally's my friend, and I'd really like to find out why someone's doing this to her.
Tell you what, if you're serious about making amends, there's some boxes by the computer labeled with dates. They're from the estate of a local history buff. She kept everything from newspaper clippings to old photos to recipes for apple crisp. She put everything in envelopes, then numbered them by year using Roman numerals. Just put the envelopes in order by year with the earliest date in front. Oh, and
There's where the Roman numeral moment thing.
there's an entry on them in the computer.
Okay if I read what's in the envelopes?
Don't go reading anything until you're through, or take my word for it, you'll never get finished.
I've been trying to take pictures of birds for this guy named Red Knot. Ever met him?
Oh yes, the Birdman. I'd stay away from him if I were you.
Why? Is something wrong with him?
He's a fanatic. He's got it in his head that Moon Lake would be the best birdwatching venue in the world except for one thing: too many people. Believe me, if there was a way to get this park shut down and all the homes on the lake torn down, he'd do it in an instant.
This is a place with 3 people that just fucking hate each other for various
Thanks for
reasons.
all your
It's
help.
great.
Problem.
It's great. Oh, puppy. Hi. Oh, baby. Go, puppy.
You're back.
I noticed you have a dog.
That's Yogi, who never goes out unless he's on a leash. Park rules.
Do you have any other dogs?
I hope you're not suggesting I trained Yogi to run around in the middle of the night barking and attacking houses.
Thanks for all your
Can
help.
we pet the dog? His baby. His baby. Alright, let's do this.
Let's see. Jeff said the envelope with the earliest date goes down in the front of each box.
Okay. So 19 on everything. This is 1970. MCM. L is oh wait, no, L is 50, so that would be 1965. Right? 1918. 1919. 1910. 1917. That's not that one? No. MCM XVII. MCM VIII. That's 1908. My bad. And this is 1917. Which is in the wrong thing. So hold on a sec. This is 17. This is 1900 right here, so put that there. 1910, which does stay here. 1919, which goes over here. This is 15. That's 13, so you can put that up there. 1900, 1908, 1910. 1904. Okay. That's 1915. It's 1914. 1911, here we go. That's the one I'm missing from that column. There we go. So this is now all in order. Cool. 1913 to 1919. So 1919 is at the bottom of that then. 19, sorry. That's not 1918. 1917, unless there's a 1918, which I did not see. So 1917 here, 1915, that's fine. This is not in the right place. This is 1913. I need 19 something else. 14. There we go. That one's done. 1920 XXV. This is 1925. Here's 1920. 1932. That's in the right category. This is 1950. No, 1960. So that's not here. Wait. MCM XL. 1946. No. 1941. This is 1941. So this is in this aisle, this thing, whatever. 1941. This is 1939. So there. Okay. Then we have 1951, 1960, 1969. Giggity. Ooh, that's fun. 1997. That's all the way down at the bottom. And that's 1945. 1945? Messed up somewhere then. That doesn't make sense. That is 1945 for sure. It's 51, 60, 69, XC, which is 900, 1990, or 19, sorry, C is not a 100, minus 10, 90, 1997. So, yeah, I messed up somewhere. LXX is 1950 plus 10 plus 10. That's 1970. That's where it is. That's the confusion right there. I thought that was the confusion, but now I'm not sure. Apparently, 1950, it's 1970. Because that's 19, that's in the wrong order. That's still in the wrong order. Something's still wrong. What am I doing here? 1955. No, 1925. I'm sorry. Wow. 1932. 1930. 1941, 1945, 1951, 1969, 1970, 1994. Okay. These are all right, but these are all right, and so now I'm confused. 1913, 1914, 1915, 1917, 1919, 1900, 1904, 1908, 1910, 1911. Did I do wrong? What am I reading wrong here? 1925, 1932, 1939, 1941, 1945, 1951, 1960, 1969, 1970, 1994. I am officially confused. To UHA hints we go. There's not going to be a single stream I do without doing this, I suppose, right? Do I have them backwards? Is that the stupid answer to this?
Now that they're all
Yep.
sorted, I can do some reading.
I'm an idiot. Let's take a look at 1994. Why not? Ah, dragging ban is a drag for Pennsylvania treasure hunter. Emily Griffin, owner of M's Emporium on Moon Lake in Central Pennsylvania. For the past 10 years, she's been dragging a heavy net back and forth along the bottom of the lake, uncovering and bringing up surface relics from 1920s. Everything from diamond tiaras to skeleton keys to full bottles of French cognac. Just blows my mind what those people dropped back then and never bother going back for. Wealthy gifts of Mickey Malone. Rich parties. Made close to $20,000 selling her finds to antique hunters and tourists. Windfall came to an end. New ordinance makes the recovery of objects illegal. Ruins plants. Okay, well, that's some interesting local backstory to the moments at hand. What do we have here? 1941. War takes something. Philadelphia mobster dies in Leavenworth. Mickey Malone died of liver failure at the federal penitentiary in Leavenworth, Kansas. Laundromats and dry cleaners that were for laundering money. Get it? Launder. Laundry. Gangster now at Moon Lake residence. Luxurious Moon Lake property. Having lived in it for a little while, it is not very luxurious, but okay. Agent Waldo Matthias. Oh. Gangster about to become Moon Lake's newest resident. Oh, 1925, I guess. Fair enough. And none of the stuff before then matters. 32, when he was captured. That's when he died. Oh, there you go. Done. Did the thing.
You're back.
I finished putting all those envelopes in order.
Excellent. Thank you, Miss Drew. And to show my gratitude, I've got something for you.
It doesn't involve Roman numerals, does it?
No, it's an honorary Junior Park Ranger pin. I keep them on hand so I can give them out to children whom I see demonstrating respect for park rules and regulations. A little bit of positive reinforcement.
Well, thanks.
Fortunately, I don't get to give them out that often.
Oh, gee, thanks, Ranger Acres.
Her voice says everything. Oh, gee, thanks, dickwad. Oof. That drink was perfect. It's down this way. Ew.
A face only a gnome could love.
Gnome. The key. Ski boots?
It's locked. Oh, the key broke off. It's locked. I gotta have some torque.
Who needs a key? Oh, okay. Gas mask. Hammer and nails. Alrighty then. Lots of things happen in a very short period of time. Oh, hey, wait. What is that? Good job. Don't do that. Excuse me. We have hammer and nails. Makes sense to do this, I guess. Really fucking good job there, Nancy. All right. Ooh, was ist das? Ooh, basement. Not terribly interesting, but it's a basement. That's interesting, though. Also, blank wall. Curious.
It could be mice making that sound.
There was a... What? MM pinched. The date that Mickey Malone was pinched. Ooh. Thoughts on thuggery.
I wonder if he's related to Jeff Akers.
As told by his most trusted employee. Huh. Yeah, tomorrow, Reflections of Houdini. Ew. Gross. Let's see if we can do things before we have to come back. So, there we go. Nope, that way, that way. There you go. Good job, Nancy. Hello, bird. I'm not here for you right now. Okay. There's tree stump further in, so I guess we'll keep going? That tree stump might be useful. Yellow ribbon time.
Oops, can't take a picture without a camera.
Can't take a picture with a camera either, Nancy. As you've learned for yourself. Let's see. Nope, okay. One, two, three, four, five. Halfway. A little chirping though. Ah, other rock. There we go. Gross. We almost done there? No, there's too many more places to look, but we can keep going, I suppose. Shoes not enough? Alright, fine. What are we doing in this box? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. Nothing. There's something I'm missing here. Ah, you have to come back at night. As was semi-expected. Oops, wrong turn. Wrong turn again. No, we'll do it in a minute. Into the forest at night. This is safe. Ooh, glowworm. This game does not quite properly convey the low level of existential horror that you get when walking around the woods this late at night. That's all the stuff we need, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No birds here.
All right. Back to morning. Go there, get our thing. Camouflage.
nice junior park ranger pen. You must really be on Acres' good side.
I found an old newspaper in Sally's house that contained an article on Mickey Malone. It really got my curiosity going. What else can you tell me about him?
Person you should talk to is Jeff Acres. He's got this historical museum thing going out at that ranger station of his.
How do I get to the museum?
Just up lake from Sally's on the east side.
I found this picture in Sally's house. Do you recognize anybody?
I'm guessing the guy's Mickey Malone, but I don't know who's that lady. Sounds like a case for our resident know-it-all Ranger Acres.
Guess I'll see you later.
Always a pleasure.
So, not enough bait? I thought it was 10. It was in the notes already. 012932. Let's find bait. It doesn't say how much. I thought it was 10, but yes, not. Okay.
You're back.
Where's Yogi?
In the run out back. Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
Sorry to bother you again, but did those results from the water test come in yet?
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
What do we got? Don't drink the thing. Arsenic. Lots of arsenic.
Not only is the water bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic...
I mean, that much arsenic? Yeah, that's pretty fucking bad.
1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Acres used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no. I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of thugs.
You sure about that?
I found this old picture in Sally's house. Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know that. I'm guessing that this is his girlfriend, Vivian Burnett, I think her name was. And judging by the year of that brand new Ford in the background, I'd say the picture was taken in 1928.
Just gonna write that down. I feel like that might be important.
She was probably as familiar with Malone's house and his dogs as he was. Think there's any chance she's still alive?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go through my files and see what I can dig up on this mystery woman? I'm a busy man, but like I always say, I'm here to serve.
When and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time. If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
You really call it that?
Acres and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison.
It's a digital exhibit. It's not a...
Moon Lake. They all left and went their separate ways.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm
It's not
here.
a database, really. It's more like a digital exhibit. Just saying. Well, let's check out the thing in the basement. Oop, just close the door right on myself. You know, no big deal. Let's see here. 012932.
It looks like a tiny hole. It's blocked. It's blocked.
Okay.
It's blocked.
I mean, there are clearly mice behind this. Like, that's pretty clear, but why can I not? I thought I needed gloves. Aha! Gloves. And a gas mask thing. Is that enough of a gas mask?
It's blocked.
It's blocked.
A tiny hole.
It looks like a tiny hole. Okay. Wow, that's okay. Never mind. I actually didn't even remember that I had a pen in here, but I have a pen.
What's
Okay.
the combination?
012932, darling. 0. Oh, nope. 1. 2. 9. 3. 2. Those are very poorly animated mice.
I bet those were deer mice.
The journal, William Akers, 33 to 42.
Speakeasy.
Mickey went to prison, but when they were walking him to the paddy wagon, he told me to take care of his dogs when the time came to do their tombstones like he told me. He whispered me to look under the Victrola in the speakeasy at Moon Lake. He said I found a map to the gold he stole 2 years ago. Jumped into the wagon, that was that. Poor Mickey. Now a guy who spent 1 night in jail, spent 8 years in prison. Never make it. I think he wants me to have the gold because deep down he knows he's never coming home. Anyway, I looked over the Victrola, found the map. The problem is there's nothing on it except a bunch of lines on words the dogs will lead the way. No X marking this down, but I need money bad. My wife and baby haven't things these two, so I'm going to pack them up and do it permanently so I can spend all my time looking for the gold. And he never told me outright he was the guy who pulled off the hole in the floor gold heist. He always said the less I knew, the healthier I'd stay, but according to the papers, a bunch of gold was stolen off the moving train right into the nose of the Pinkertons. Yeah, fuck the Pinkertons. Mickey must have greased somebody's palm real good and got him to cut a hole in the floor of the boxcar. The gold was going to be shipped in. After the gold was loaded, one of those boys crawled into the train, pulled himself into the boxcar. The train was moving. They dropped the gold in the hole in the tracks. Picked it up and got away clean. Nobody ever suspected Mickey was behind it. So what I'm looking for is 20 gold bars. The papers said altogether weighed around 600 pounds. Question is, did Mickey hide them all in one place? Did he spread them around? He must have buried them, but where? Thought of something. Maybe Mickey trained his dogs to go for the gold if you say the right word. I'm going to try saying gold tomorrow with the C. Yeah, that probably didn't work. Said every word I can. Think of all the dogs. Haven't led me anywhere except around in circles. Spent the last month following them around for Xander, then Vitus and Lucy. I don't have to follow Iggy because all he does is sleep on the porch. It looks like I'm going to have to start digging. To the porch. First, as that's where Iggy always is. Handyman Lewis town to make ends meet. Feed the dogs. Only look at the gold at night. Mark the porch.
Joe Akers? Emily said Jeff Akers' father was named Joe. Maybe Jeff is related to...
Yeah. We knew that was a lie. We knew that was a lie. Ba-dum. Keep getting lost passage. Lost the name, memorize the way to the cemetery. LRRLLRRLLR. Hell. Ba-dum.
The dogs will lead the way. I wonder what that means.
Cool. Gotta go back into the forest at night to get more worms and things. That's a fairy owl. We are at a log. Yeah, about face. I was gonna say, hold on. This also doesn't make sense. Hold on. No, that's a stump, not a log. Dumbass. This. Ah. How many does that leave us with now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? Wait a minute. The right way do I want to go? Not yet, actually. Okay. I'll go to the left first. Where the shoe is. There is no chirping here. No chirping there either. Okay. Something I missed? Maybe? Huh. I didn't hear any others, but...
How's the bird watching coming along?
Mickey Malone supposedly buried a bunch of stolen gold bars on his property way back in the 20s. Did you know that?
Really? That's interesting. I don't much care, but it's interesting.
Ever hear of a man named William Akers?
I know an extremely annoying park ranger named Jeff Akers, but I've never heard of any William Akers.
See you in a while.
No hurry.
Am I missing something with them then? How get that done? Okay, I have 2 crickets and 3 glowworms, so that's good. I should have a yellow beetle, a 1, 2 worms. I have 4 worms. Black beetle and a red beetle. Oh, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I guess that's it? Is that it? For some reason I thought there was like... I thought it was 10 first, and then after it wasn't, I thought it was 15, so... I know nothing.
Hey, Nancy, how's the bait finding coming along?
Got him right here.
Well, now, you done all right for a city gal. Here you go. Hope whatever you're hiding from won't catch you. How you holding up?
Do you know anything about the gold that Mickey Malone supposedly buried somewhere on his property?
All I got to say about it is, if there really was a bunch of gold buried somewhere and nobody ever found it, it's for darn sure nobody ever will. Not with them dogs up there.
Guess I'll see you later.
You betcha.
You betcha. Let's interrogate our dear ranger friend.
Good news. I have information on your mystery woman.
You are incredible, Ranger Akers. What did you find out?
Her name these days is Vivian Whitmore. She lives in Las Vegas, and her number is 702-555-9137.
I'm gonna write that down.
What do you know about a man named Joe Akers?
Why do you ask?
I understand he used to be the deputy here.
So?
According to Emily Griffin, Deputy Joe Akers was your father, and according to the journal I found, William Akers' son was named Joe. Another coincidence?
All right. William Akers was my grandfather.
And you don't want anyone to know that.
It's not exactly something I'm proud of. My father spent his whole life trying to make people forget what my grandfather was, and trying to make sure people who didn't know what he was never found out. I've been doing the same thing.
I mean, it sounds like he just basically gave up being criminal and did normal shit, so I don't know why you're that upset about it.
What did William Akers do after Malone was
Prohibition's stupid. What do you, I mean?
You have to excuse me, Miss Drew. In case you've forgotten, I'm a very busy man.
Okay.
I apologize
Bitch.
for my previous behavior. As a park ranger, I strive to keep my personal feelings in check at all times, and that time I failed. It's my duty as a public servant to try to make it up to you. What would you like to know?
What can you tell me about the gold that Malone supposedly buried on his property?
As far as I know, it doesn't exist. It's just one of those rumors people want to believe, so they do.
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure.
Yeah, I don't think it's always a pleasure, is it? But whatever. Okay. Not much else to say there, I guess. Let's see if we can get these bird pics. Hold on. Redbird, otherwise known as a cardinal, but okay. There's a yellow bird on the other side. Have we gotten that one? I don't remember. There's the log. There we go. Yellowbird is gone. Yellowbird no longer exists. Yellowbird has been written out of the game's code. Bluebird we already found. So ribbon, orange bird is this away. And not here? Oh, the orange bird was a robin. We already found that one. Never mind. That's what I'm looking for. What were the ones that he wanted again?
American goldfinch.
And we didn't find that.
American robin.
Got that.
Blue jay.
Got that.
Northern cardinal.
Hawk. He wanted a hawk.
Western tanager.
Okay. The hawk and the goldfinch. We'll talk to him. See if he has any insights here.
How's the bird watching coming along?
I just can't seem to find a red-tailed hawk. Any suggestions?
Well, there's gotta be lots around here. You haven't been going around wearing sunglasses and earmuffs, have you?
No, Red, I haven't.
Well, according to my bird map, they like to nest in the big tree that's just to the southwest of the Malone house. I suggest you park yourself nearby and wait. Bound to spot one sooner or later.
See you in a while.
No hurry.
Where's the goldfinch? Huh. Thought I was already over there, but I guess not. I mean, I can still do it. Oop, dumb. This way. This way, sorry.
Nope, no hawks.
We're not looking for a hawk right now, darling. Just saying. No goldfinches either. I didn't think I had taken a picture of one, but I must have, I guess. She's not making any noise about it, so. Oh. Very weird. No, am I where? I'm lost. Hold on a sec. There, okay. I'm gonna just God damn it, Moon Lake, God damn it, mother-in-law, I don't know. GDML. Okay, never mind. The tree that he's referring to, the one that's on the ground, I can't do anything with that, seems.
Well, I don't see any hawks, but this is probably the tree Red was talking about. At least it was the tree.
Ah.
That sounded like a hawk.
Speaker?
Hey, what is that hawk standing on? Oh, that looks like a speaker.
Ooh, good.
Huh?
Oh, extra good.
I better get out of here.
Oh.
My legs are tied. I can't move. At least I can kick. If I could just get that scythe down, I could use the blade to cut the rope around my wrists and free my hands.
That's a smart move, I guess. Okay. What? Okay.
I can't just let this thing burn up. I've got to put it out.
Well, good thing you have a well that is filled with arsenic water, but you know, a well nonetheless. Oh,
Blazes
only one.
happened. I saw the fire from my platform and came running. You weren't in there playing with matches, were you?
You weren't playing with
Looking at
matches.
birds, and then I noticed something on the house, and the next thing I knew, I was locked in the tool shed and somebody was setting it on fire.
Whoa, you're not making much sense. Probably smoke inhalation or something. Come talk to me after you've cleaned yourself up and gotten some sleep. I need to tell you something.
Somebody tried to kill you?
I didn't say that.
Yes.
Somebody knocked you out, locked you in a shed, set it on fire, and you think they were, what, just pulling a prank? Wake up and smell the hostile vibes, Nancy.
I guess it's just hard for me to believe that anybody would consider me to be that big a threat.
I should have never let you stay there by yourself.
Sally, I'm fine. I feel bad about your tool shed, though.
Who cares about the shed? It was full of junk anyway. I'm glad to be rid of it.
That's kind of the way Ranger Akers saw it, too. He showed up right after the birdwatcher did and ticketed me for burning refuse in a manner that endangered park property.
That man is insufferable.
Emily was nice, though. She came by right afterwards and wouldn't leave until I drank the tea she made for me.
Look, Nancy, one more time. If you want to leave, just say the word and I'll come get you.
Sally, one more time. I'm fine.
Well, then promise me you'll be careful, okay?
I promise. I'll be in touch.
You better.
That's a good place to leave it, because it is now past 11 o'clock, and we have had a moment. All right. That is our stream for the night, and done for the week, too. You know, that's the end of the week. So thank you all for coming. It was a quiet night by all things, said and done, but that's totally okay. I understand. People are busy. People have things to do, but I hope that you all watching and quietly following along got some good entertainment of watching me stumble through some of this. So nonetheless, I do want to do a quick little shout out to all of my subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing, and a shout out to Elliot in Progress, who just subscribed for 28 months straight. That's a huge streak. Thank you very much for that support. If you want to support the channel, just hit that subscribe button down below. If you're a if you are an Amazon Prime member, you get one free Twitch subscription, and I would be honored if you would give me some of Jeff Bezos' money. If you also follow the channel, you get updates as to when I go live. Thank you to my followers for the support that you give. But if you want to get the updates for when I go live ahead of time, you can follow me at BOSTrophyWife on Instagram and on Twitter. That way you'll get notifications. You'll get a tweet or an Instagram post the day of that I will be streaming and what I will be streaming. That usually comes around noonish, lunchtime, Eastern time. But for the most up-to-date announcements on streams and any delays that might be happening or cancellations, check out the Discord. The link is right there in the chat. You can go ahead and click that and you'll be invited to my Discord channel. It's a nice, fun little community where we chat about fun things about, like, I chatted about stuff that I talked on stream today, stuff that happened to me today. We have a bunch of fun memes that we usually end up making throughout the course of just what happens in streaming anyway. And of course, we talk about the games that we played and the games that we're going to play. So I do usually host polls to talk about what games we should play next. So if you want to have a say in what you see on this channel, that is the best place to do that. I do also have a YouTube channel, BOSTrophyWife. You can see the username for that all the way there, and a link is in the description. That is my entire stream archive, going back to the beginning of my streaming career when I first started with the Nancy Drew series. So if you want to see what I thought about it back then, which might have been, like, I don't know, the fourth, fifth time that I played through them, I'm not sure at this point. I've played through them far too many times. You can go ahead and check that out and see what I thought back then. Just keep in mind, it was very early days. I didn't really know how to do a lot of things streaming. So things like the sound quality are bad. Anyway. And lastly, I do want to say that I have a Ko-fi as a tip jar. If you liked what you saw and you want to support me in some way, but you can't subscribe at this time, or if you're already a subscriber and you'd like to support me a little bit extra, you can go ahead and click that link. That'll bring you to my Ko-fi page. Any little bit helps a lot. So thank you so much. That is it for tonight. That is it for the week. Thank you all for joining me again. We'll be back with more Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake next Tuesday. Until then, have a great night and a great weekend. I will see you all soon. Bye-bye, everybody.